5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Smurf!
What is this? Wow, what a mansion!
Captain Wesker, where's Chris?
The game time information. So yeah, but we've got the famous opening cutscene now, which everyone probably knows by this point, especially if you've seen speedruns. But we cannot skip the cutscene, so it's a real test of endurance how much you can tolerate Barry. Interestingly, Chris's route has less cutscenes, but Chris's route is painfully RNG, and I would not recommend anyone do that on a marathon. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward at the beginning. We just, as I said, the in-game timer doesn't go through the doors, so you just don't have to worry about that. On Resident Evil 2 and 3 it does, and you have to skip at an opportune moment, or it'll lose you like a few seconds or something. So at least on this one you can just leisurely skip them whenever you want. Just pick this up and trigger this zombie thing. Cutscene that we skip. Now we're back to Barry again. But to be honest, this is a relatively straightforward speedrun. There's only a few things that you'll want to focus on when you're learning it. Is movement, obviously, with tank controlled REs, you want to like focus on taking the most opportune lines, which means getting there to the end destination as optimally as you can. You've also got text scrolling, which works differently from RE2 and RE3 again, because it moves a lot slower. On those two games, you don't have to worry about it, but on this one, it can save you a lot of time. On this, if you skip that exactly at the right moment, Barry, you don't see the load in between the two scenes, so Barry just spawns in. It's quite interesting when you see that the first time, but I can't do it every time. I've only done it like a few times and running this for however long, so.
I don't know what's going on.
Well, it can't be
helped.
Let's search for him separately.
That was an okay skip transition. As a kid, I always went up the stairs, so it was like quite interesting running this the first time. Like, oh, you can just go behind there. But I think most people went up the steps, but obviously it's slower. But as I was saying about text scrolling, you just hold the action button, so X on a PlayStation control pad or whatever button you have it bound to on keyboard, and you just hold it there, and it makes it scroll along faster. And that's also why we use the Japanese version, because it's a lot more condensed. A lot of people wonder why the voice is in English, and it's because there is no Japanese or other language recorded of it officially, so you know, it's just for the text to scroll faster. And later on we've got quick shots, which I'm gonna go for, but it can be a bit inconsistent, but hopefully I'll get them. Hopefully I won't drop any, and I'll explain that later on. But yeah, it's all pretty straightforward up until this point. Just trying to take clean lines everywhere and scroll that text as fast as you can. You've got to rub against the wall here to dodge him. It doesn't even... Zombies are kind of... And the reason, just to skip onto another note, the reason I'm filling my inventory here is for an upcoming cutscene sort of skip thing. Usually Barry gives you acid rounds up the stairs, but if you fill your inventory, it cuts like 30 seconds off that cutscene. Which, to be fair, you don't end up saving 30 seconds from, because you would have to have those acid rounds later on. Go for the King Henry dodge. He didn't even try to stop me. But on the PlayStation 1, Saturn, etc., the console versions, you don't want to do that, because it factors in in-game time to the doors, so it's actually slower to go for that. But on the PC version, you want to just grab the ammo and stuff. Usually Barry would give you his acid round now and all that, but he's just like, I'm off to look for my back doors now. So I'll let him do that. And we'll just empty up our inventory a little bit for the grenade launcher that's coming, so do that. Forest up here can be a pain because if you go too far you can trigger him and it like gets the crows on you, which you just want to use this fast first aid spray and just clear up a bit of space basically. And then we're off to look for that back door with Barry, I guess. Now is our first pause cancel. All you do is shoot and then press the inventory button, which happens to be the pause button on Resident Evil 1, hence the pause cancel. And it basically cuts off the animation of Jill or Chris or whatever putting away their gun, or just a slight animation after the shot. So it lets you get away and move and regain control of your character a lot faster, which helps for... Oh my god. That is not... You don't do that. But... what was I saying? Yeah, this is considered no major glitches. So you're allowed to do things that are like not going to skip an entire route of the run, pretty much. Well, you know, like there's a glitch in this specific room that would be considered a major glitch, where you just like clip through and you don't have to grab the chemicals. Whereas this, it was agreed that quick shots and whatnot are just quirks of the game, I guess, and we're allowed to do them. But yeah, it's quick shots, pause cancels, all that stuff. There's also an upcoming trick that I can't do very consistently, so I'm not going to do it in a marathon, but that was a really slow piano because I didn't line myself up very well. Usually you want to hit it in the middle of the piano so she doesn't have to walk and adjust, but... Dara's asking about yawn. Well, yawn is sort of like the main reset point of this run. You don't want to get hit by yawn because that mistake alone can cost you a minute. So you don't want to do that, obviously. But we'll see yawn soon enough. But yeah, pretty straightforward, just go in. The thing with this is it's quite a simple and easy to pick up speedrun, and it's very good for beginners just to, you know, learn a speedrun. But when you start getting down to the world record times, it's such an optimized run that a tiny mistake in movement can cost you a lot of time. Like the triggers on a lot of things, like that vase there, is kind of a meme because the trigger on it is so big, and even having that pop up just cost me like, what, 2 seconds? So it can be frustrating, but as a beginner run, it's really straightforward and you just follow the same. There's very little RNG in this one.
Richard,
I'd say the only true RNG is the dogs. There's some harsh RNG on yawn, but every pattern is dodgeable. And there's safer strats, there's faster strats.
you're wounded.
So you just,
What kind of demon attack?
I guess you have to like just practice what you find most consistent. This is Richard. Poor old Richard gets beaten up in every incarnation of RE1. My favorite is on the Nintendo DS version, where on Rebirth mode, which is like a redux of this, and it has some extra Nintendo DS mechanics, let's say, and you have to breathe into the microphone to resuscitate Richard. And if you do it too much, you can kill him by putting too much air into him, so he really doesn't have very much of a good time in RE games. Just want to make sure we don't inspect that painting. That would not be very fast, but yeah. They've got upcoming a Rocky. This zombie here is called Rocky because Eye of the Tiger, which up here. You just stop and sort of like stutter through, so he sort of like starts turning. He's got a low attention span, owed Rocky. Just starts turning off by himself. So just leave him to it and just walk past him. Easy. But and then we just sort of debate him to turn that way. Oh my god. Don't do that. Got caught up there. This is why I saved this green herb. Just in case I take some additional damage, but usually you would just put that away in chest, so. I'm just grabbing the serum now to get back to Richard, even though he fell on a rake. Don't listen to him about being bit by a snake. He fell on the rake. Rocky was angry at me for taking the mickey out of him, calling him slow. I'll show you slow. But most of the zombies, I suppose the way that you manipulate the AI is just by debating them in one direction. They slowly turn, you just slip past them.
Richard, hold on.
I think RE2 and RE3, they upped the AI a little bit. Can't really get away with that sort of thing as much in those, but it's nice in this game. Nice and simple. And now we have yawn time. This is the penultimate moment. If you get hit by yawn, you would usually reset, but that ain't gonna happen, right? I'm not gonna get hit by yawn. I'm gonna do a very safe strat. This is a really old strat. This is what people used to do back in the day. They do a lot faster now, but I don't want to do that in a marathon, but just run up here. It looks janky, but that should be fine. You should see his little head pop up in the corner in a second, which means he's in a good position. There we go. And there we go. Monk-esque moment, but we're through. I'd say if you're a beginner, or if you're interested in learning this run, just do that strat for now. The other ones just, you can get late bites and all sorts. In Remake 1, yawn is really easy compared. It's not really a problem. But yeah, we should be, as long as I don't mess anything up, the run is pretty much just about clean movement and such. Now, if there's anything you want to read out, oh, god damn it. You're supposed to debate him, but didn't work out for him. Oh, that was quite fast. Sometimes he can sort of like go really fast off there, which is quite rare. I know it sounds like I'm saying, oh, RNG, but that was actually quite fast there. But yeah, we're just text scrolling and trying to take optimal lines here, so there's not much to talk about if you want to.
Well, we did get one $5 towards $5 donation going towards the category hardcore incentive for Resident Evil 2. Incentive for
Oh, double mic. Do I? Oh, what? Now we just want to pause cancel him. I'm gonna have to grab some healing items. I'm really low. Hardcore RE2 remake runs are really good, by the way. Really hype. Hopefully this dog doesn't nip me in the bum. There we go. I'm gonna do something that I like to call half quick crank, which means you push this once. Oh, come on. And you just push. If you do the full quick crank, you don't push the staircase thing at all. You just clip through it, and It's kind of hard to explain. Uh, basically, it's very hard and you just clip through it and just push it all in one movement. This is going to cost me a little bit of time, but I don't want to carry on danger. I took a lot of bites. And these dogs are RNG on this game. They can either leave you alone or just go in. I don't know. It can be naughty. Yeah, just skip through this stuff. And we're on our way down to the guardhouse. Usually you wouldn't need to grab any herbs or anything, but I took like 3 zombie bites, which, to be fair, is used error. Right. First dog is being mean, but I managed to dodge the second one, so it's fine. Those can be quite a pain. We do a pause cancel shot. These zombies, we like to call them Mary Kate and Ashley. As you can see, Ashley just strolling along there. They're really easy on Jill, but on Chris, they're really annoying because Chris route uses only the knife till the very end. So yeah, it's fun dealing with those two, but Jill, no problem, easy. And we're just trying to take optimal lines. You'll see me pre-turn a lot of rooms, which is actually slower in RE2 and RE3, but Jill is much slower when she's sort of like running forward and turning on this one. So you want to pre-turn in most rooms where it's a tight bend, even though it seems slower. You can push these bookshelves in like one movement, but I can't do it. And this box room is a deceptively technical room because you want to try and cut your lines as closely as you can to the boxes. And I'm going to try and count 24 pushes because you have to reset the room. And that's like getting bit by yawn again, basically. You don't want to have to reset the room. That one was cutting it close, but can actually soft lock yourself too, because it lets you slide in, but then you can't get back out again. So I always like to be safe on the box. It's the kind of a janky game sometimes, but 1996, it's getting on a little bit this game. Luckily on the classic RE, sharks aren't a problem. They are in remaster. They're kind of mean on remaster, but on this one they just... Oh, there's a human. Just let you do your business. I'm just text scrolling again to make that slightly faster. I mean, text scrolling is one of those things that as a new runner you probably wouldn't notice that people are doing. But it really does add up to a bunch of time. Like, I used to struggle to even get sub 40 minutes on this. And then I was like, oh, text scrolling. And then I kind of got better. Yeah, we'll just make our way back up to the guardhouse now for plant beetroot, or plant 42. And we'll see what I mean by quick shots, because this is the first time you would use quick shots. Just wanna... This can save you a lot of time. It's like, this is the thing with this run though, is a lot of things save you a lot of time and you don't realize, but you know. Right. Basically, quick shots. Those weren't super fast quick shots, but they were still quick shots. All you do is you hold aim and then fire as normal. And as soon as you get that first shot off, you take your finger off the aim button and you just spam it. And it sort of like cancels the slight animation of Jill sort of recoiling a little bit. And it works for handguns too. In fact, it's even more important for handguns, but it's even harder. For Chris, at the end, you use the handgun to kill the very last tyrant. And if you don't quick shot, it costs it. You know, you're losing like 5 seconds or something. But if you do quick shot, it's really fast. So I tend to go for the quick shots, even though you have the tendency to miss the frame that you need to activate with the aim button, and it can drop an entire shot. And but it's relatively safe to go for them in RE1, I think, because even if you dropped a shot there, you can just pick it back up and go for another one, so it doesn't matter. But in RE2, I don't tend to do quick shots because it can get wrecked by the bosses. So I just go slow and easy on that one. And now we have the Wesker cutscene that everyone loves. We have a Jill Bean emote for this.
Jill, so you're safe.
That's what I was going to say.
So where on earth have you been?
Disappeared from the hall all of a sudden.
I'm sorry, but I have.
There's a lot of cutscenes in this run. I think they probably add up to like over 10 minutes. If you count in
against those strange creatures.
the last part, the last cutscene alone.
Anyway, it's good to see you're safe.
Jill, our first priority is to get out of here.
Yes, you're right.
But at least the music's funky. Who doesn't love a bit of Wesker's theme?
Now, there are a lot of rooms in that mansion that we can't get into because they're locked up. I have been looking around for clues.
Okay, I'll go to the other house and see if I can find any clues.
Will you do that? I'm counting on you.
There's these bees on the floor here, and if you don't pop out, if you let me start that again. If you run over that bee, you get a PB. It's guaranteed. So it's going to be a PB run, guys. It's guaranteed. But yeah, now we're just running back to the mansion. We call it Mansion 2. Just sort of, I don't know if anyone remembers this game casually, but there's a nice little surprise waiting for us when we get back to the mansion. Yeah, Roofress is talking about the BRNG for Remake 1. It's like RNG, how long it takes to kill the bees, which is funny. And now we have the hunters. Sometimes he likes to go in really fast on me, so I'm scared of that dude now, but yeah, we just rush in and grab our book. I'm gonna grab the first aid spray from in here just because it's a marathon and I don't want to die. So usually I wouldn't pick that up, but just combine this ammo. There's also this hunter who loves to try extra hard too. You can dodge it consistently if you take a perfect line, but as you saw, he gave me a little slap on the way out. But it doesn't really matter. It doesn't cost that much time. And now we have Yawn 2. I'm gonna quick shot it again, which shoot him with the aim button instead of thing, and aim up. So even if you drop a shot, and pause cancel right at the end so you can move faster. Just aim up, and even if you drop a shot, as long as you pick the shots back up, so pressure buttons all over again, you can't miss him. But if you aim normally, you can run the chance of just missing Yawn, and then your ammo ends up screwed up, which
Well, then I'll try to go down using the rope.
is not good. you'll suffer with the zombies in the basement. But it's pretty straightforward. Barry dropping his sloppy rope there.
Hey, what's going on?
I didn't know this as a kid, but like, if you wait 5 minutes or something, he actually comes back, and that would be the good ending.
Barry!
So, I legitimately did not know that till I started, you know, speedrunning and stuff and looking into the different categories. So, I always thought that was cool. Nice little detail they put in, but we just go like this to dodge this guy. It's not really an issue, and try and cut it to the wall, but now these two zombies, I don't know whether it's because it's acid type ammo, but they can tank the ammo, so I choose not to to pause cancel that dude, just because I feel like it increases the chances of it happening, and then just pause cancel him. I want to grab this battery first, and then we just grab this, and that should be enough ammo to tide us by for the rest of the game. And we go back down to the kitchen. Yeah, there's a zombie around this corner that we like to call Gordon Ramsay because it's a kitchen. We're very creative with zombie names, you see. He's not too much of a... He's usually fine to dodge. Yeah, he's one of those slow debate zombies. Like, oh, where'd she go? But just... Oh. Don't run against the wall. Hunters are also extremely easy to dodge in this game, minus the 2 or 3 that try really hard. As long as you always dodge to like the right hand side, I think, depending on which way they're facing, but I don't want to sound dumb. If you dodge that side, yeah? You know what I mean? This one is another try hard one. If you're going too fast, he will get you, so go nice and slow like I do. Unoptable lines. Yeah, we're just traveling back to the little what would you call it? Water gate? What do you call them? This thing. Put a battery in the elevator down there. Thingy-majig, you know? A dam, that's it. A dam. A barge. Oh, very posh. These dogs either will just block you or... See, look, they're nowhere near. There's actually 2 dogs, but one of them's just like, who cares? And that one was just running against the wall, so that's good. At least the dogs aren't going to hound me. And we just bring the water back up. So we can access the underground bit below. Oh. The dogs are a lot more temperamental than zombies. I mean, the dogs, I guess you could say you can bait them to a degree, like aggroing them early and things, but so many people there's certain people who are cursed by dogs. Whenever they do runs, they just get bullied. Luckily, they tend to behave with me. And we've got Auntie Rico.
Is that voice Enrico's?
Yeah?
You're alive!
Wait there! Are you with anybody, Jill?
As you can see, stars,
Oh, no.
they don't have very
I'm
good
alone.
eyesight. They have to
But why
like
are you
go up
asking?
Listen.
really
the
close
stars
to
are going
something
be
to
finished
figure out
soon.
what it is.
Someone is a traitor. Everything was plotted from the start by Umbrella.
Enrico!
Who killed him,
Killed
I
him,
wonder? Got a real plot twist. We just grab the crank from here that whoever the mysterious person was dropped for us. How convenient. We just carry on dodging these hunters. Don't really pose much of a threat. I like to combine my ammo here and just sort of conveniently falls on it. I'm also gonna examine my book here. I forgot to do it at the Watergate, the dam, so just want to do this while your inventory is open because it does cost you like not even a second, but just maybe a frame to reopen the inventory again. So you might as well do it while it's open. Just trigger this. You can actually die from this, so I've tried to get like a sip of tea or something. I'm like, oh no, I have to run from this. So you don't want to do that. But and onwards to Black Tiger now. This strat looks funky, but it's really consistent. I missed a shot there, but even if you miss your shot, you're fine. I'm actually poisoned, so I'll grab an extra. There's a guy called TM Yang who loves that fight, loves Black Tiger. Can't get enough of it. But that looked funky, but ordinarily would, because there's auto aim in this game, if you try to do it from any other position, it's gonna like auto aim towards Black Tiger, and I personally hate that. So when I found this strat, you just run there, aim up, and just quick shot. And sometimes you're not fast enough, so you actually hit Black Tiger, but we don't need that ammo anyway. So I'd rather do that than waste 2 ammo, for example, missing the web. We want to do 4.5 pushes on this. And then this, oh god, this hitbox can be really finicky. And also, you can push this too far and not be able to push it off here. So let's hope I got it. Yeah. This room can cost you a lot of time, especially when you're on PB pace and love to choke runs like I do. So luckily there's a blue herb up ahead, so I'm going to grab that and just use my first aid spray, and we'll be in the clear for the end game. Just want to grab, oh god, my thing's full. Might as well open this while I'm here. And there we are, fixed right up. I'm going to go the silver one first, and then round here. And we're approaching the labs now.
Whoa, dude,
Yeah.
do I have time to go in the lab and take out this donation that
Yeah,
we
go for it.
We got a fresh $100 donation from Aziz,
Really?
which just says mystery donation, wishes you luck. And thank you, mystery. If you could specify what incentive you want any of that money to go towards, that'd be cool. You guys can also, like, if you donate like a decent amount or whatever, you could put like some to one incentive, and then some more to another one in one donation or whatever. But yeah, just let me know what you want it to go towards. I'll link the incentives in the chat. And thank you very much
Assassin.
again for that.
So on that computer, there's only one thing to note, and it's to hold action when you're when you access it because it skips a logo, and not everyone knows that. It's like the easiest skip in the game, and I still see people let the slow umbrella logo go, and I'm like, just hold act. But yeah. Coming up to Ron Jeremy corner. You just sort of want to take wild line and it aggroes them. If you're on low HP, I would not recommend going for that because it's not 100% that they'll both aggro and they can chain bite you and just kill you. So, but we got lucky there, which is nice. Just want to activate these electronic panels. It gets very loud in here, so warning you now. Hate this part. Again, just making sure that your text is scrolling to make it that bit faster. It really does go very slow if you don't. And I could imagine it costs you like 2 seconds in just that room alone, not by skipping it. So just want to hold down your X button or whatever. And we're onwards to the probably longest, most painful cutscene I know from PvPs. Speak up, I can't hear you. But yeah, this goes on for a while, so I tend to make myself a cup of tea during this. Just pop the kettle on. So
Barry, don't screw up again like you did when you dropped that rope.
if you want to read out any donations or anything, it's probably a good time.
Yeah, actually, just got one more right after that one from Topher with a $5 donation. Appreciate you very much.
You did a fine job.
If you want to
Just
put that towards an incentive,
I
you
think
can
stay away from Barry, Jill. I hear
you can
there's
pull
a
up
way
the
to
incentive
double
link that I
something
just posted there in the
dangerous
chat
if you
and
do everything
let
I
me
tell
know
you to.
what you want it to go towards.
Thank you very much, Topher.
cruel.
Well, you don't have to worry about anything because you'll be
Yeah,
free
this is
from
just-
this world very soon, Jill.
When you're on PvP pace and you have to sit through this every time, it really does drive you mental.
This laboratory has been engaging in dangerous experiments.
It's
and
basically
recently
just
an
Barry
accident has
being
occurred.
caught out in
Anyway, this
double
disaster
crossing you,
cannot
Wesker with his
remain
evil plan.
That's
You know,
why
the
having
classic
stars nosing about is so
horror
inconvenient.
B-movie twist
So you're a
that
slave of
everyone
Umbrella
loves
now,
to
along
see
with
billions
these
of
virus
times.
monsters.
I think you
I
misunderstand
love
me, Jill.
the
To me,
line
the
in
monsters
Chris's
you
where he's
mentioned
like, I'm not
mean
used to
nothing.
escorting
I'm going
men.
to
I
burn
don't know
all
why
of them
it
together
cracks me up,
with this
but every
entire
time Wesker
laboratory.
says it, I'm like,
I must complete my
Yeah.
mission as ordered by Umbrella. Barry, go up on the ground and wait there.
Barry,
poor Barry, just a
Barry's
fool.
such a fool. He'll be under the control of Umbrella forever.
how come both Umbrella and you can
Now is
intimidate
probably a
him
good
by
time to
taking his
talk
family
about
as
the whole
hostages?
Umbrella?
Kara's cure thing.
Well,
I don't know if
intimidated
people
him,
have read
but it had nothing to
what
do
it
with Umbrella.
goes towards, but
I just used him for my personal purposes.
I think
Though both you and Barry seem to think I
It's-
was following orders from
cancer
Umbrella.
is such a,
So
like,
your
I think it
plan is
affects a lot
something
of
else?
people, so, you know,
If you succeeded in
personally,
developing the
I'm really
world's
glad
most
to have
powerful
been able to do a
biological
run in
weapon,
this,
what
towards
would
this
you do? What if you were in charge?
goal.
You must
It's a
stop
really
this
good
now.
cause, and
You're
yeah,
a
I
brave
guess
girl. But if I
now
were
is
you,
probably a
I
pretty
wouldn't
good
give
time
up such
to
a big discovery.
thank you guys
You guys are
for the
idiots.
donations, and
No one understands
I'm
its
really
real
bad with
value.
saying
So
things,
you're
so.
going to steal all the research?
But yeah,
Better yet,
thank
I'm
you
going to show
very
you
much
the
for letting
tyrant.
me be part of this, and Wesker's still waffling on, so
And we appreciate you and everybody who's participated in the marathon, everyone who's helping out with everything. You know, it sure helped me a lot as well. And just everyone coming together within 2 weeks for this all to happen. You know, Miss Hunter and I came up with this idea, you know, genuinely 2 weeks before today. So it's pretty sweet that this all actually
yeah,
came to
it's really
surface.
awesome and
Don't be
a great
upset.
cause and
All weak people
Heart
exist to be equal.
warming. But yeah, Wesker's releasing the tyrant now, showing us his huge tyrant. But on the PC version, it's really interesting to see how much blood comes from Wesker. Spoiler alert. It's not like it on the console version, but on this one, you'll see. It's pretty crazy.
What? Don't come this
Oh
way!
no! Another classic Chris line is, instead of what Jill says, goes, "You can't kill me." Love it. I'm just gonna do slow shots. If you quick shot and drop one, what am I doing? He can combo you and you can die, so wouldn't recommend going for it on Tyrant unless you're 100% confident. But yeah, we're on the straight and narrow back to the end of the game now. Obviously, because we did bad ending, we don't get the Tyrant at the end, which is good because that's actually a really hard fight. So you just whiz through here. Take this line because it's slightly faster than going the corner. And now we have the vomiting zombies. And then this guy can kill you also. I've seen many people lose runs to him, so you've got to be very careful in taking in which line you want to take there. I sort of judge it by seeing where he already is, because you can also get going the safer side. But as you can see, Barry fell down the ladder and he's not looking in good shape, bless him. He almost made it to the end, but you know, ladders can be pretty dangerous. So we had Richard die to rake, a classic garden accident, and then Barry just fell off the ladder.
Photo to my family. Will you?
Sure.
Forgive me.
He wants us to tell his family, bless him. We'll say he died to some like hunter or something. Say preserve his honor. Yeah. Because it's in, isn't it Revelations 2? I guess canonically he survives. But that's too slow. we let him kick the bucket. On Remake 1, it's actually brutal because Jill's like so petty for the bad ending. She's like, "No, I'm keeping your gun. I'm gonna let you die." At least on this one, she doesn't. She's so cold in Remake on bad ending. That's why I love Remake. But yeah, we're coming up to the end now. We just grab this little, I don't know what it is, Nerf gun thing, firework, and just set it on there, and then as soon as it fades, the in-game timer will stop, so we don't have to worry about, you know, timing it. This is not a PB, Mason. But ideally you want to go for sub 40 minutes. So it wasn't a great run, but it was okay. More donations. Well,
yeah, can I read them real quick before the run ends? Alright, Ratzlow donated $10. Kill the animals, just nothing else, is straight up, you know, getting right to the point. Kalarse sabotaging Pidge and his own incentives. Looks like he donates $20. Complete Pidge's incentives with the bad ending Mary Moore cutscene. And obviously the rest is going towards Kalarse singing A Whole New World during the Aladdin run. And then Mannix tops it off with a $5 donation. Says, "Cancer is terrible, but I wonder if the same is true about Kalarse singing. Put this towards A Whole New World. Thanks, Joe, and good luck to all runners."
awesome. Yeah,
Thank you guys
very
for the
much.
donations.
Awesome. So that's the end of RE1 now. Thank you. Thanks for watching, guys, and lots more awesome games coming up. So stay tuned, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for participating. We appreciate you.
All right, and Rufus coming up next with Remake 2. Absolutely awesome run, awesome game. Really looking forward to that. So yeah, I'm gonna head off.
Rolling out. Thank you again,
Oh,
so.
yeah. Thank
Bye.